Let's understand a little bit about statistics. Statistics is not an exact science. It's not like one plus one is two. Back when my kid was in middle school, he brought home this paper and you had to write out why everything is the way it is. It was the idea of working on critical thinking, which is what you're going to do in this class. But the question was one plus one is equals two. Why? And I said, wrote back because his dad said so, and his dad said so, his teacher said so, his dad's, his grandfather's, and every teacher said so. And that's something that one plus one is two is an absolute. When you're dealing with statistics, you're not dealing with absolutes. You're dealing with what the data that's in front of you. It is a sliver. It is a part of the pie. Whatever analogy you need to work on to get that idea, it's not math. There's a math component in it, and as I said before, we're doing very little of that. We are critically analyzing important data, well, maybe not so much important in this class, but bits of data to draw conclusions. Some things draw conclusions, some things do not. Those that do not are a part of the bigger part of the pie. When you put it together, now you can draw the conclusion. Okay? Textbook calls this an empirical or practical method of collecting, organizing, summarize, and presenting data, and for making inferences about a population from which the data is drawn. Okay, breaking it down is that the idea here is that you have a sample of people that you are looking at. It's not a population, and we'll get into that later. It's a little microcosm that we are going to take that and we're going to point it toward what the population thinks. We do this in a generalization form. When you do a qualitative study, when you do interviews, you don't generalize, okay? We pick the topics beforehand, okay? Those are important topics that we're going to look at. We never look at the whole pie. We only take a sliver of it and we dive deep into that sliver. So when you do your dissertation project, that's what you're doing. You need to narrow it down to something that's manageable, that you can explore, that you would like to explore. I always tell the story of kinesiology when I first started, and the young lady wanted to do her study on shin splints. She was a cross-country coach and had a lot of players with shin splints. Problem was, when you spend a lot of time with it, it gets really boring. So it has to be something that you're looking at that excites you, okay? We make inferences to make decisions. Again, I'm talking about that Starbucks. You walk into Starbucks, there you are. You're ordered. You look up, and there's in the drive-through window. There's a right now it's a Foursquare. In the one corner, it's that hit that box, and that number starts to ramp up. They compile all of them. They look at it at the individual store. They do it regionally. They do it nationally. Like I talked before, I did the same thing at Taco Bell back when we barely had computers. Okay, and they all were compiled of every taco and churrito and burrito that sold at Taco Bell on any given day. And they looked at the regionally, they looked at it locally, regionally, and then nationally, and now internationally, to see which they can make decisions on what they're going to continue to sell. That's why you see at McDonald's the McRib disappearing and coming back, because they know at a certain point the McRib will fall off. And then when you take it away, all of a sudden when it comes back, everybody wants a McRib. So think of statistics that way. Think of the presidential election when they have the big board and they go over and they tap. Back when I was young, as old as I am, all you got was a number. X number of people in the nation picked whatever that president is. Now they can go over to a board and click on it. They can break it down by every demographic, which you're going to learn about later. So understand that if you are a statistical genius already and you are very, very good at statistics, your real focus, you're going to struggle a little bit because it's going to be a little bit slower, and it's just going to be an examination of this. I have been doing this for 15 years. This is the easiest way to set a foundation for you to go into your dissertation project. If you move into the advanced statistics without this basic knowledge, the other ones don't make any sense. And everything is out there for you to learn how to do the next level. And your professor will work with you when you get there to decide what level you're going to go at if you're going to be using participants in that. So that is the first part. Understanding that how statistics work. In this period of time, we're doing a lot of reading in the textbook and making sure you understand the words and everything else, because without that background and that knowledge, the second half of this class will be a challenge for you. If you understand what the words mean and how they work, then you put them into the programs and you're set and you're ready to go. You will be amazing. It will be very, very, pretty much easy for you. It's all about, can I draw the conclusions that are necessary? And we will go over all those things between now and the time of the midterm, so you have a good basis of how to do it, what it is, and that. The last thing I'm going to leave you in this section is, it is important that you understand that everything we do is simple. Does not have to be elaborate. It's not wordy. This is an APA. APA is concise. The sky is blue. That's it. It's blue. No questions asked. It's not the sky is blue because there's a mixture of blue and green and yellow and whatever else it is. You don't fluff it up to make it better. You state the fact and you move on. If you're old enough, Dragnet. Just the facts, ma'am. Just the facts. You don't have to embellish to make it good, because every time, any extra words that you put in there, you can change the meaning of it. So if it's one sentence and it says men are higher than women, that's what you write. You don't have to add to it. It's straightforward. So that's the way I always try to tell you how to do this, and it makes it very easy.